Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Christopher with Plan Your Truth, and today I want to chat with you a little bit about my manifesting journey that really only began about a month and a half ago, and kind of thinking about your dream life. I'm going to talk about goals and projects and things like that, things that you want to work on tomorrow and next week, but the start of that process for me that really has altered how I view goals, it starts with thinking about those big picture things and doing some manifesting. So I want to take you along and just kind of share some of my intro thoughts. I also am still new to this manifesting world and would love to hear if you have been doing it for some time, or if you have things or ways that you do it a little differently than me that works nicely for you. I would love to hear about it down in the comments. So please feel free to shoot away. I'm also trying, as we go into 2024, I'm like manifesting and working on lots of different ways of doing videos and things. And I was like trying in this current setup, like I like this background. We have my Kanban board, which is all my goals and projects. This is my vision board. I know you can't really see it super well, but I thought this would be a good background. I'm trying some more front-facing videos because that's what I enjoy watching. But anyway, if you're interested in that, definitely stay tuned. Let's dive in to some of this. I call it woo-woo talk. It's like a little bit out there, something I'm not super comfortable with, but I'm living for. So I want to share kind of my journey and my routine with you. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. I made some hot tea. I already finished it while I was getting ready, but I'm like trying to get into the zone, if you will. So I'm going to light a little candle situation. This is like the energy I'm bringing in to 2024 is like cozy chit chat videos. Oh, I should have it in the shot. Like more vlogs, that kind of style. I'm really excited. So I don't necessarily think it'll be in the shop, but it is for me. And so it's just like a vibe, you know? It's like, okay, sorry. It kind of goes along with the theme of today's video because it's a little bit woo-woo, but I'm living for it. So let me start off with where my journey began with this manifesting situation. So back in November maybe or December, I started with the HB90 system. So that is a goal setting system created by Sarah Cannon. And it was kind of a very educational process for me. It was a new take on goals, just a little bit different than what I was used to. Because I've always been into goals and talking about goals, but it really taught me a lot. This is a planner and a course as well that's available from Sarah Cannon. I'll link them down below. Not affiliate links or anything, just if you're interested. It's a quarterly system. So long story short, you're thinking about your life in quarter chunks, okay? But before you do that, and why it ties into today's video, is you want to start with thinking about your dream life. And I do this from time to time. I think like, oh, I would love this. I would love whatever. But it really makes you sit down, and Sarah had like a whole workbook that we filled out in the class. And it asked questions such as, like, what's your purpose? What do you want out of life? What do you want your life to look like in 20 years, in 30 years? Think about, like, what you want your life to look like maybe when you're retired, or, like, maybe when you're at the peak of your career. What does that look like? And I think I've always kind of, in the back of my head, wondered about these questions, but I've never actually sit down and wrote out answers, like, truly thought about, what did I want out of life? Like, what do I want my dream day to look like? And so this was a really cool process just to start thinking about these things. And then the key is to not forget, like, that is now your why. When you're thinking about goals and when you're manifesting and when you are, working on a day-to-day life, creating a better life for yourself, you're almost doing it through that lens of, does this get me closer to my dream life or not? Does it kind of go against that? Does it do something maybe a little bit easier, but would get me further from my dream life? And so that was a really interesting take, and I really am so thankful to Sarah Cannon and this whole system for introducing this to me. So now let me talk about manifesting, because it does go hand in hand for me. So one of the things I wanted to work on in 2024 was sitting down most mornings with my planner, with a cup of tea and a candle situation, like very cozy vibes, and do some journaling. Now, I struggle with journaling. I'm like, what do I even write about? So one thing that I've seen people do is write I am statements. And you write different things, whether it's about yourself or things that you want, and you write it into existence. You write it as though it already happened. And so this is my take on manifesting. I think there's lots of different ways of doing it. There's lots of different things people call it. Some people, if you have a strong faith, this could be praying for you. Some people meditating. Some people just like journaling and reflecting. There's lots of different ways to call it, or things to call it. But what I am doing is I'm sitting down with this beautiful Archer and Olive. I'm obsessed with it. And I'll just do like a quick little flip because there's like personal stuff. But I am like using a little bit of washi tape, a little bit of stickers, not a lot, just a little bit. And I'm writing 1 page a day when I do it. I don't do it every day, but most days I do. And it's really fun to just kind of sit down. And how I start is with I am statements. So some examples of that are going to be, I'll talk about examples that I do, but for you, if you are interested in doing this, you want to, after you ask yourself, what does your dream life look like? There's some things that are going to come up. Where are you living? What does your job look like? Who are you surrounded with? What are your hobbies? Like, what are things that you're working on for fun or side hustle or whatever? What kind of activities are you doing? Events are you going to? Like, what things do you see out your front window or your bedroom window? Like, down to the nitty gritty of like, what do I have for breakfast that day? You can get as detailed as you want, right? So for me, when I think about my dream life, I envision myself working mostly full-time for myself. YouTube videos, travel agent clients, my Patreon community that I love, working with other brands and collaborations and stuff, whether it be on social media or travel agent stuff. That is really, if there were no obstacles, that would be my dream life. That would be my dream career, I should say. I also am thinking about where I want to live. And in some ways, I kind of want to live in Orlando area, right? Being a little closer to Disney, even working from a Disney resort lobby sometimes, being surrounded and immersed by people that are like-minded. So making friends with other maybe creators or Disney adults, if you will. So that's kind of what my dream life brought me towards. Working for myself full-time, being closer to the magic, having that be more a part of my content and my life, and it'll help with my travel agency stuff too. You also can think about things like, are you living in a big mansion? Are you living in a condo? Like, different people have different goals. So what does your dream look like? Okay. So I asked myself that question, but now when I manifest every morning, I'm writing I am statements that are tied to that. I'm writing things like, I am living in Orlando. I am getting new clients every day. I am growing my Patreon community. I am hosted by Disney and working with amazing companies. I am a money magnet and opportunities are coming up for me. And, I am able to quit my full-time job. I am able to leave the stresses of the corporate world. So those are just some examples of things that I write every day. Some days I write the same things as the day before. Some days I just kind of am sitting there thinking and letting my mind wander. You even can write things like, I am beautiful. I am worthy of this life that I'm creating for myself. I am killing the game. I am doing all of the things that my heart desires. I'm living my best life. You're writing things and thinking about things as though they already happened. And the power of that is, whatever you want to call it, right? Good karma, whatever. But for me, what I believe this is that I am putting all of these things at the forefront of my mind. I am in the morning sitting down and thinking about the things that really are important to me, thinking about these things that mean something and that would change my life for the better. And then throughout my day, subconsciously, consciously, whatever, I am making decisions that align with this stuff. I am working harder. I'm seeing more productivity, more opportunities because I'm working on this stuff. I'm thinking about this stuff. So I think that's what I believe is coming out of this for me. Sitting down more often than I was, thinking about these things that really matter to me, and thinking about these things that I want, and manifesting them, working towards them. I don't believe it's a magic wand, and I write it in this beautiful book, and then it comes true. I know I have to work towards it. But because I'm writing it in this book, I'm believing in it, I'm dreaming about it, I'm thinking about it, and I'm working towards it. So that is kind of my take on manifesting and my routine. Now, you can break that down further in terms of your goals and things that you're working on this quarter, this week, this today, tomorrow. And you want to view those things through a lens of, does this align with my dream life? Does this get me closer to that life that I want? So let me see if I can think of an example. So when I was working through the HB90 system, something that came up for me was doing a series on YouTube about like something that everybody says you should do is to do a series about like planner basics, like talking about like, you know, what is a Franken planner, what, like how to use whiteout, how to use washi tape, whatever. That's something that I put as like, I should do this because everybody tells me I should and it would do well on YouTube. But when I really thought about what the trajectory of Plan Your Truth in this account is and what I really want out of life, that actually didn't align with my channel. While I will always include planner content and journaling and productive goals talk, that is super important to me. And I still have a Patreon community where I literally am making like custom spreads for people. Like I love that. It still is a part of my channel. There's like a different take on it. I want everything now to have just like a little bit of a more functional or motivational or goals-esque take to it, or Disney and travel and living your best life. So lots of different things that have come up for me in this. You know, I kind of, in this whole manifesting journey, I kind of have done a little bit of a rebrand and pivot of Plan Your Truth and content that's coming out and things that I'm working on and the projects that I'm working on, just because I started asking those questions. What do you want your dream life to look like? And I realized that some of the things I was working on doesn't get me closer to that dream life. Sure, in the moment, I may get a lot of extra views or a lot of extra, you know, income from YouTube or whatever, but does it actually align with what I want? So I hope that example kind of makes sense. But if your dream life consists of waking up and seeing the beach, seeing the ocean outside your front window, and you know, having a lot more work-life balance and being able to enjoy time with your family. And maybe you're not living in a mansion, you're just living in like a 2-bedroom house on the beach. What do you want to dream about and manifest into your life to bring that dream life and get you closer to it? That is what I'm all about. We talk a lot about that on my Patreon community. I want to do a lot more YouTube content about it. I am just living my best life. Let me help you live yours. So how can we get you closer to your dream life? That is a lot of the content that I am excited to produce this year and work towards. And there's lots of different ways to do that. So I'm really excited. I do have some videos talking through my Kanban board and how I'm breaking this manifesting into smaller bite-sized tasks. And I also have shown before my vision board, so I love having it on the wall here. I can look at it every day as I'm working on my things. I see right in front of me what my dream life looks like. What do I want? I see in front of me the things I need to be working on. I'm a very visual person, so seeing that stuff has been really helpful to me. But anyway, let's end the video with a little bit of manifesting, and I want to show you this beautiful journal that I'm using, and just kind of let's make a manifesting spread together. All right, so what I've been using every morning, I have, and I've shown this a little bit in some other videos too, but these are the two planners that I am using right now. I have set this up with all of my HB90 stuff in here, my budget stuff, my social media. So I come to this every day and look at like to-do lists and goals and productive stuff that I want to do. But then this is simply my manifesting journal. And I've decided for right now I'm using this beautiful Archer and Olive. I don't know why, but I saw the moon and the stars and I just thought that it was perfect for this. I will link them down below. I'm not affiliated with them by any means, but I don't know, this just makes me feel good. I showed you a little quick flip through front facing, but I can kind of just do a quick like showing of what I've been doing. Don't pause and look too closely. I mean, it's personal stuff, you know, you're thinking about these things. It takes a lot of mental energy, but I want to just kind of show you my process. So I will sit down in the morning. This is really, when I say I have a morning routine, this is it. My morning routine is sitting and looking. I start with manifesting and thinking about these things, and then I create my to-do list for the day in this planner. So this is what's really holding me and keeping me grounded. I like to do a little bit of washi tape. I did just pull this out. I'm going to do this. I have not ever used this, and I think it's so stunning and beautiful. So I'm going to use this beautiful Alice in Wonderland washi tape from the washi tape shop. And I think I'm actually just going to do it straight across. So usually I'll put like it on the bottom. Oh shoot. This is going to be a little tricky, I think. So usually I'll put it at the bottom of one page and the top of another, but I'm thinking that it may be easiest to just put it all the way across. So this is from the washi tape shop. I will link this down below if you are interested. I do actually have an affiliate link and a coupon code with them to save you some money if you are interested. All right, it's a little bit crooked, but I'm gonna make that work. We'll just make a crease. And I just think it's so beautiful. So I want it all the way across the bottom and like a little scene to kind of start manifesting. And then there are literally no set rules. You could do a whole spread for a day. You could do half a spread. What I usually end up doing is doing one side of the page per day. So like this will be today's manifesting and then this will be tomorrow's. But like I said, there is no right or wrong. So whatever works best for you. You also, if you really wanted, you could do a whole, like a whole spread and do stickers and lots of stuff. Like there's literally, this is just whatever feels right to you. You don't have to do any washi tape. I just like a little bit of like beauty and a little bit of a scene, if you will. So then how I typically do it is I'll just grab any pen. My favorite pen is not here next to me, so that's a shame. Oh my God, you know, let's use Forky. Okay, why not? Let's use Forky. Because how cute is he? Okay, so I'll come in here. I usually will write the date. So what is today? I think today is February 3rd. Okay, I lied to you. Forky is not really fun to write with. So we'll just like keep him here, right? He fits the vibe, but we're not writing with him. All my favorite pens are not here next to me. That's such a shame. We'll use a little Mickey. And then I usually just let my mind wander. So something I've been doing lately is I am a money magnet. If you have some financial troubles, thinking about money being dropped in your lap. Actually, I heard about this from Heart Breathings. So I'm a money magnet. And what that means for me is opportunities. Like I don't just mean money drops in my lap, but opportunities are falling in my lap. So some ways that can happen is like brand collaboration. So I am working and collabing with amazing brands. You could even get specific and like say exactly what brands. And some days I do. Like I'll write, I am working with Disney. with and hosted. I love writing that because that's like free trips. I am working with and hosted by Disney. Let's just keep going with that. Royal Caribbean. Universal. Etc. Let's also do some of that woo-woo. I am worthy of these opportunities. All right. So I ended up just kind of letting my mind wander. I also sometimes will throw in things that I'm thankful for, whether it is things that are already happened in my life, because there is plenty to be thankful for in my everyday life right now, or whether it is things that I am going to be thankful for, if that makes sense. Like, I am thankful for living in Orlando, and I am thankful for living my best life and working for myself full time. So that's kind of how I do this. I would love if you manifest, if you think about stuff like this. I would love to hear your thoughts and your take on my new routine, and hear kind of how you do it, and give tips and tricks to anyone else that's excited about this in the comments as well. But this has really changed how I view goals and the things that I want to work on. This has been a life changer for me so far this year. But part of my routine then will be to go to my planner, and we'll pull out like, this is not going to be it, but let's say today was the 8th. I would pull this out and write my schedule on here, and then write any to-dos or motivational quotes or things that I want to focus on this day. And I like to do it, again, after I've already manifested, because I've already thought about these things and brought these things to the forefront of my mind that are important to me. So while I'm looking up, my vision board is like right over my desk. My Kanban board is behind me with all the projects, and I can combine all of that into one magical to-do list. So anyway, but that is all for today's video. I hope if you are kind of interested in this manifesting journey, if this was helpful for you, I would really appreciate it if this was helpful in any way or interesting to you, if you hit that thumbs up button. And also, if you want to see more of my videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Both of those things really help get this video and my account out to other people, so that I can help more people start to change their lives for the better and start to live their best lives, because that is really what all of this is about for me. I'm really passionate about that. So I'm excited to start doing that for me and helping you all do that as well. But thank you all so much for watching, and don't forget to plan your truth and manifest your truth so that you can live your truth. Thanks so much.